Hey guys, welcome back to another lesson, and in this lesson I'm going to talk about runs. So runs is taking a chord and playing it up and down the piano, usually with some speed to make it flashy, but not necessarily. So I'm going to give you some exercises and ideas on how to work on your own runs. Let's start with a simple chord progression. A C major, that's C, E, and G. It goes into an A minor, that's A, C, and E, into an F, that's F, A, and C, and then a G, which is a G, B, and D. I'm going to play the bass note with my left hand. It's outside the camera's view, but all I'm playing is C, A, F, and G. So start by taking the C chord and playing it up once. So it's going to be like this. So you can use several different fingerings, and you have to find out which one's the most comfortable to you. For example, in this case, I used thumb, second finger, fourth finger, and then my thumb kind of jumps. And the pattern repeats itself, thumb, second, third. I used the third this time, I used the fourth before. And fifth, my pinky. So and you can do the same with any of the three chords. So this will be exercise number 1, and when you'll be playing it, if you haven't done these things before, be sure to be very, very slow. Just play very slowly and make sure that you're exact and that you feel confident in what you play, and don't worry about the speed. A different fingering, which might be slightly more convenient or not, would be to use the third finger on the first chord. So instead of doing this thing with the fourth, use your third. So the two options are or the same sound, of course, just different fingering. Or so I'm switching the finger. So once you feel somewhat comfortable with this exercise, extend it by going down as well. So what I'm doing here is once I hit the high note, I'm reversing. When I get to the thumb, I jump over it. Once again, you can jump using your fourth finger or third. Fourth, third. And do it with all of the chords. For the next step, I'm going to have you change the simple chords with sus2 chords, and the reason is that it gives it a more modern edge. So I'm going to have you play the C sus2 chord over all of the bass notes, and you're going to start with a G actually. So it's going to be, this is a C sus2 in one of its inversions, so it's a G, a C with the second finger, and a D with the third finger. And as before, do it in two parts. The first part just going up and then going up and down. So this gives it a slightly nicer, more modern edge. And you can try mixing it up a bit by using an F sus2 chord in an inversion. So you can use the F sus2 for the F and G chords in the sequence. Let me show you. The first two chords, the C and the A minor, would be with the first C sus2 chord. And then the next one would be with the F sus2 chord. So play together. Now, don't worry about speed. I know it's very tempting to do something like this. And that might be your end goal, but this takes a lot of time to achieve. And if there's something I've regretted throughout my career is trying to do things faster than they should be. That usually builds up bad technique, and then you stay with it for many, many years, and correcting it is a nightmare. So my advice is really, really go as slow as you need to get the good range of motion and hit all of the notes evenly. So even if you're playing that's fine. Don't worry about it. I hope I've given you some ideas on how to start working on your runs technique, and also how to give it a slightly more modern sound. And I'll see you in the next video.